What is up, everybody? I am Get Flanged. Today we're going to be talking about how you can bait your random teammates in solo queue without actually being a jerk. Now, most people, whenever they talk about baiting, it's not a good thing. A lot of people associate baiting with, sitting on a doorway and waiting for a teammate to enter. That way you can, bait where the enemy is based upon their death. A lot of people think about somebody who baits when they sit on a roof for the majority of the round, waiting for their teammates to die, not really helping until they're in like a 1v4 and then they start to move. In this video, we're going to be talking about baiting in a different way, though, and it mostly comes down to allowing your teammates to make some noise and to get the enemy's attention while you do something else. Now, the way that we're going to do this, I'm going to explain the concept here, and then we'll get into two clips. The first one's going to show you a good example of me doing this and how effective it can be. The second will be me not doing this and not doing a good job of this at all. And you can see the difference between the two rounds. Now, before we get into explaining the concept, I do want to say just thank you very much for the support on the last two videos. It's been amazing. Keep your eye on the channel. I'm going to be uploading a lot more over the next month than I normally do. And I'm hoping you guys are looking forward to that. Again, if you're somebody who normally watches the channel and you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button now. It really helps out the channel. Okay, so getting into this concept, when you're solo queuing, sometimes it can be tough to work really coordinated with your team. And sometimes you want to go and do your own thing, and I've talked before in previous videos, when you're solo queuing, I don't really recommend going crazy lone wolf, like coming from across the map and trying to clear a bunch of stuff on your own. That's usually not how you're going to get the best results when solo queuing, but it also doesn't mean that you have to stay right beside your teammates. I think that the way that I've learned is that you don't want to be the first person who's pushing the objective by yourself when you're solo queuing. The reason for that is you're going to get all of the defenders' attention. And when you do that, you're very likely to have 2 or 3 defenders that are waiting for you based upon the sound that you're making. And if you allow your teammates to make some noise, put some pressure on the site from a different angle, different way, and then you kind of do your own thing from a different direction, then sometimes you can use your defenders to get their attention and it'll open up an avenue for you. To demonstrate exactly what I'm talking about here, let's go ahead and jump into the first clip. This is me solo queuing on Cafe. We are attacking the kitchen objective. I'll let it play here for a little bit and then we'll kind of stop it as I want to highlight some different parts.
Shield prep, nobody in prep though. Don't find the shield.
You located a bomb.
Bandit's on site. Bandit's gonna trick. Oh, okay, yeah, Bandit's gonna trick.
Okay, so I droned out that back stairs area right there, and I didn't see anybody playing back there. I didn't see that they had anything on the wall, so I took the opportunity to open it, okay? Now, at this point, the rest of my team is on the bakery side, and even though they are over there making some noise, I don't want to push this freezer opening or this side of the objective yet, because you think about it, if you're a defender inside the objective and freezer gets open like that, what do you do immediately? You kind of shift your attention that way. You see if anybody's going to come in to that opening that they put. You might move away a little bit and set up a line of sight on it or something like that. So generally, when you're a hard breacher, when you're making a hole like that, you don't want to push it immediately unless you're obviously the time's running out in the round. Or unless you've droned past that point and seen that nobody's close to being able to act on it. So at this point, instead of pushing that way, instead of, trying to do something on my own over there, I'm going to go back over to where the team is, see if I can help them at all over here and what they're trying to accomplish, and seeing what this looks like.
That's small bag.
Outside of prep now. One in prep small bag.
Crack an open prep wall.
You can't hide.
Yeah,
you ready? I'm gonna push Claymore. Nav right there.
Swapping legs.
All right, let's do some good.
Disabling electronics.
It's an Ella.
Where's the
She's
Ella
gonna
at?
come small bag. She's in the hall. Red stair actually.
I hate this game.
Hey, red stair, red stair.
Okay, so at this point, my entire team is still on that bakery side. I just droned from the freezer side, and I saw that nobody's holding down freezer or that bunker area, and the defender that's there in that window is giving their attention towards my teammates. And this is common. This is the number one thing I want you to take away from this video. In the beginning of the round, whenever I opened this wall, their attention was probably towards me. At this point, my teammates have made enough noise and are, putting enough pressure on the site from one direction where it's distracting the enemies. So whenever I'm saying bait the teammates, I'm baiting that they're over there, pushing the objective, and I'm going to use that distraction to push from another angle.
Ella's red. She's small back now.
One friendly operator remaining.
Small bag.
Last
Last one small bag. We're watching your prep. She's not prep. She's holding the fuser properly.
Like the small bakery.
The
There's
bakery
the
next,
bakery.
the like room next to bakery.
Yeah. Nice.
Good job, dude.
Okay, so I think the big thing to take away from that round is that the timing is important, especially when you're playing a hard breach like that. You don't want to be opening up stuff late, because in that situation, you're kind of telegraphing your move. If you can open things up early in the round, rotate, maybe come back later, drone it out later, a lot of times you're going to find that they, their attention has gone elsewhere, and it opens up an avenue for you. And you can use your random teammates based upon what they're doing, where they're pushing, to create that distraction. Okay, now let's check out a round in which I do pretty much the opposite of this.
Is Pulse in here?
No idea. I don't see any feet.
Probably bugs.
Okay, so at this point in the round, my teammates haven't really done a whole lot to put pressure on the defense. So with me just opening that window right now, I'm by myself, and I'm really the first person to make noise close to the objective. So you know that the majority of the defenders that are playing on site shifted their attention that way. They heard that, they called out that somebody's probably out here, and there's defenders reacting to that noise that I just made in my location. Now, this isn't an end-all be-all, necessarily, especially if your teammates are doing something close to the objective to try to divide that attention up. But my teammates really aren't doing that. I want to say my teammates are pushing a pulse downstairs, but as far as the people playing on site, their attention is probably all focused on me at this point. There's not even anybody on the other side of the wall or anything. So let's see how this plays out.
Got him metal.
Jaeger.
Lucy's in opposite.
User is no longer in your possession.
Okay, so much different round than that ace round on Cafe that I showed you. And, that in all honesty was pretty easy for them. Yes, I did get an injure. If it had only been one defender there, I would have been in good shape. But because it was early enough in the round, because my teammates weren't doing enough to distract the other defenders, everybody on site was able to focus on me in that window, and I turned out to be a pretty easy kill for them. So that's really the big thing. Hopefully that really highlights the difference between allowing your teammates to do some things that can open up a lane for you and distract versus, being the distraction yourself and allowing the enemy team to focus solely on you and the noise that you're making. Okay. So you can call that baiting, you can call that timing, you can call that distracting, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you understand this lesson. It's one of the most important things you can do to try to improve as a solo queue player. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoy this. Don't forget to make sure you subscribe if you are somebody who isn't subscribed yet. It's greatly appreciated. And if you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like as well. I will see you on the next one.